I'm Marichigulatin, and I would love to welcome you to another episode with NJC. I know it's been a while since I posted any videos. I'm really sorry about the break, but I really needed it. Guys, we all know that this is the season for weddings, so that is why today I would love us to talk about the desire for marriage and how we can align it with God's will for our lives. You know, as young people, um, especially those of us in the stage for marriage, or those of us that are hoping to get married, it gets really difficult sometimes for us, because I don't know whether others feel that way, but sometimes I do feel that way, that I want to get married. Sometimes this emotion can get very intense, but we should not allow that our desire for marriage to override our judgments. Yes, if I can say that. So that is why today we're going to talk about how to align our desire for marriage with God's will for our lives. So let's jump right into it. Marriage is a legal and recognized union between two people, a man and a woman. Yeah, so and marriage is a blessing from God. It's one of the first institutions that was created by God Himself. You know, God loved man so much, to the extent that He thought within Himself that, oh, it is not fit for a man to be alone. And so He decided that, okay, I'm going to create woman. And so that man will have a company and a helpmeet for him. So because God thought it fit to create the institution called marriage, I think that's why the enemy tries all he can to sabotage marriages right around the world. And that is why he keeps on warring against the idea of marriage. But marriage is a beautiful thing, and having a godly marriage can, to a large extent, help to raise godly kids that can stand firm for the truth. Now, what is the desire for marriage? The desire for marriage is an intense craving to be with someone, or to be in this union called marriage. And the desire for marriage itself is not a bad thing, but having that desire to a point wherein you lose sight of your destiny or your purpose on earth and the plan that God has for you, or to lose sight of the kingdom of God, is the problem. Most people are so desperate for marriage that they can do anything just to satisfy that need for marriage. And I think right now so many things are creating that pressure for marriage, from seeing our age mates getting married, to the desire to have our own families, and social media. I mean, we see these social media couples all posing to be perfect. Everything is okay, but deep down they are living in the chaos, and we want, oh my God, these are couple goals. And so we get to a point where we want to, like, this desire for marriage becomes so intense. You see, at first I actually thought that it was only females that had this desire for marriage, but I have come to realize that even men also get this craving to have companionship. And as I said earlier, the desire for marriage is not bad. In fact, it is good that most of us want to get married and start our own families and raise godly children. What is bad is allowing that desire to control you and to control your emotions and how you relate to people. You see, sometimes I also get these desires, okay? And now I think I've prayed and asking God that, you know what, Father, you are the one that gave me this desire, and I want to hand it over to you again. I think that has been my prayer point now. Yeah, it gets really hard. Well, how can the desire for marriage destroy your life and your destiny? You see, I cannot emphasize this enough. Marriage is a beautiful blessing from God. Yes, it is. But having the desire for marriage to a point where you stop listening to God is a bad thing, because you start ignoring red flags that the other person is showing. Maybe you are in a relationship with someone and this person is abusive, but simply because you want to get married, you ignore that red flag and you continue to a point where you get married, and at the end of the day you get married but you're not happy and you're living in hell. Yes, you're going through hell on earth. That is a bad thing. And you get depressed and you start losing your focus. And the thing is that when you get married to the wrong person, it can affect God's plan for your life. The desire for marriage can cause a whole lot of problems. But how can we align this desire with God's will for our lives? First, you have to take the desire and hand it over to God. Take that desire that, oh God, here I am. I have the desire for marriage, and I know it's a wonderful desire, because marriage is a beautiful thing that was created by you. But God, I do not want to make the mistake of getting married to the wrong person. So I am taking this desire and I'm handing it back to you. Do as you please with this desire. That's the first thing. You have to take the desire and hand it back to God. And then you have to prayerfully commit your relationship to God. Ask Him what He thinks about your relationship. Now, God is not this big and lofty God that just sits in heaven and use men as a pawn in His game. No, God cares about you. He cares about every area of your life, to a point where He even cares about the person that you're going to spend the rest of your life with. So all you have to do is that when you're in courtship or when you're in a relationship, all you have to do is that, God, I need your direction here. Please help me to know whether this person is the right person for me. You created me, you know what's best for me, you know the needs that I have that even I don't know about. So please choose my partner for me. And then the next thing you have to do is to set goals for yourself. Be goal orientated as you wait on God's perfect timing. And then meditate on God's words and His promises for your life. He said He has loved you with an everlasting love. He said He has good plans for you and that He will never leave you or forsake you. He said that He will be your husband. He has engraved your names upon the palm of His hands, that He will not forget you. So just know that even though you are in this period of waiting, and even though all of your age mates are getting married and starting their own families, God has the best in store for you. That is what you have to remember. Yeah. And so as I conclude, I want us to always remember that when God created Eve for Adam, He didn't do so because Adam was lonely. No. He created Eve for Adam because Adam was alone. Now there's a difference between being lonely and being alone. Now someone can be in the midst of a crowd and still be lonely. Okay? So there's a difference between being alone and being lonely. And I always want us to remember that it is not okay to make life decisions simply because you are lonely. Yeah. And marriage is a beautiful thing. The desire for marriage is not a sin. It is a wonderful thing. But do not allow that desire for marriage make you do things that you will end up regretting later on in life. Yeah, guys, this is where I will stop for now. Till next time, I have been your wonderful host, Maureen Chigulazin. Please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and please like and share this video. And yeah, see you in the next video. I love you all with the love of Christ.